for our chamber. I work for my husband, Dave Owens, Farmers Insurance Agency, and I do the marketing for our agency. And the greatest title I have that I'm so proud of is I'm Katie Beth Owens' mom. That's a great kid. Someday she'll be running the whole country, I think. We are really honored today to host the City of Lancaster. And today we have Deputy City Manager Jason Caudle. Jason? And then along with Jason, we have Ronda Perez, who's the Director of Parks and Recreation for the City of Lancaster. But I'd like for us to please give a warm welcome to Deputy Caudle.
This Christmas, my wife had put me in charge of shopping for my nephews and my kids for Christmas. And so I said the most brilliant gift I could get 4 of my nephews and my daughter was a pocket knife, right? That's what all kids want. And so I got my daughter a pocket knife. First thing she did, she walked outside and she found a stick and she sharpened a stick. And now she had a pocket knife and a poker that she could poke somebody's eyes out and she could stab somebody else with. And I thought, okay, that's probably normal. It's probably what I did when I got my first pocket knife. So then I gave them to my nephews and I called them or saw them the next day. I said, hey, how'd you guys do? Did you stab anything with your knife yet? And his comment was, no, but I sharpened a stick. And at that moment, I realized there's certain things that we do as human beings that are natural to us, that we all do. And I think if we had a knife and we were sitting around doing nothing on a campfire, we'd sharpen a stick with this knife. I think that's just natural to us. In the same token, there are certain things we do as human beings where we communicate and we commune together in spaces of places within our cities. And we're going to talk today a little bit about that. I also get the opportunity to introduce Ronda Perez, who's our new Parks and Recreation and Arts Director, as a result of Bob Green retiring. And I know a lot of you know Bob and have had a long relationship with Bob. But we have an opportunity to meet Ronda for the first time and also talk about some of the things we're doing to kind of bring what is natural to us out. And as if you know, the last time I was here, I believe I talked about the pending boulevard construction, and that was about 2 years ago. And there's a moment there where you're giving that presentation, and people are looking at you like, is this really going to happen? Is this true, or is this another story? And then we look back today and we think it happened, and it happened in a big way, and it happened very well. And it created a space, as you can see it before us, a space that historically is natural for us to commune. Historically is a place by which we can work together, live together, play together, and it brings that community core. One component of that is programming that and providing life to that space. Ronda has been in charge of many of the events that have gone on there that you've all partaken in, and some of the things that are going to be going on there in the future. And I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce her, to have her tell you a little bit about those, and also tell you a little bit about what's happening else on the boulevard and in the community from a Parks, Recreation, and Arts Department perspective. So thank you. With that, I'll introduce Ronda Perez.
Thank you for having me today. I'm here to give you a brief update, like Jason said, of the Parks, Recreation, and Arts Department. But before I talk about where we're going, I'd like to talk a few minutes about where we've been. Related to Parks, Recreation, and Arts, I think we've kind of become known as the department that puts on the events, but there's really a lot more that we do. Day-to-day operations include childhood enrichment centers, the CARES program that happens at area schools, after-school enrichment, youth and government programs, athletic programs, basketball, softball, aquatics programs, performing and visual arts. We also maintain the batting cages, 471 acres of parkland, 62 buildings, and more than a dozen special events each year are put on by a staff of about 50 people. So when this boulevard came to fruition, we were really excited, and the City Council asked us, okay, make it amazing. Make people want to come down here. The boulevard in and of itself is an attraction, but let's really get the community together, get their buy-in, and let's see what we can do down here. So the first event that was held on the boulevard, probably before it was even finished, was the Streets of Lancaster. So this year in 2011, we celebrated the 3rd year of the Streets of Lancaster. Re-engineered it a little bit this year, put the race course completely on the boulevard with the exception of a small little area, brought in SCUSA. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar, but SCUSA is Super Karts USA. They are the premier kart racing organization in the country, and they are responsible for the Super Nats in Las Vegas, which is the culmination of their entire race year. So this year we featured over 120 racers, had about 35,000 attendees over 3 days, and really partnered a lot with the local businesses and local community to make that event a success. The next thing that we're very proud of is the Celebrate America. So what we did is we've been doing Celebrate downtown Lancaster for about 6 years now to really show the community that this is the city core and it is programmable and it is a gathering place. So with the creation of and completion of the Boulevard, the first real event on the new Boulevard was Celebrate America in 2010. We did it again in 2011. That's very Americana themed, celebrating our heroes. We celebrated, or rather remembered, 9/11 on the 10th anniversary this year with a Lady Liberty, and had about, also featured a lot of rain that day actually. So we had first year about 20,000 attendees, this year about 15,000. I'm hoping everybody in the room recognizes this. This was Boulevard. Last year in 2010, about 35,000. This year, we're estimating about 42. And let me tell you how we do this. There's a little bit of a science to this. We don't just pick a number out of the air. What we did this year is we went on top of MOA, which I will talk about in a moment, and we took some pictures, some incremental pictures of the Boulevard, and we started counting heads. And we could find in about a half a block area that we had about 6,000 people at one time during Boulevard. And then we figured that there's an average about 1.5 turnover during that event. So we estimate about 42,000 at this event. It is insane. I don't know if any of you have been there, but we gave away 160,000 pieces of candy in 2 hours. We recreated the Michael Jackson Thriller. That was really the anchor for this event. But what's nice about this is it gives people an opportunity to do something different in the Antelope Valley. Rather than just going trick-or-treating with their kids, it gives everyone a chance to come down as a family and celebrate together in a safe environment. The final event of 2011 was the second year of Magical Christmas. The paper billed this event as a new tradition in the Antelope Valley and something that kids are looking forward to. In fact, just from personal experience, my son has become so excited about these events. He's only 4, so forgive his little dialect, but he says, "When are we going to the Boulevard again?" You can't say Boulevard yet. So he's really becoming familiar with that area and all the excitement that surrounds it. So this was our final event in 2011, and this was about 30,000 people attended Magical Boulevard Christmas, featuring a Chris Kindle Mart, carolers, snow. It was a lot of fun. So basically, why do we do this? And that's what I'm here to talk about today that's more relevant to you. The council believes very, very strongly in the Boulevard and these events and their ability to bring the community together. We do this to engage the community, to create long-lasting family memories like I've talked about, but another key component of all of that is to gain exposure for local businesses. That's why we do it. Partnerships are very, very big to us. They're what make us successful, and we partner with churches, on different things. Case in point, MLK Day this Saturday, shameless plug. If you are interested, there's still opportunities to sign up to volunteer for MLK, which will take place all day this Saturday, the 14th. But we're partnering with churches, schools, high schools, elementary schools, nonprofits, Antelope Valley Partners for Health, High Desert Medical Group. And that's why these events are successful, and because we couldn't do this by ourselves. So the other thing that we're very proud of is the farmers market that took off this year, and about 5,000 to 6,000 people in the summer would attend every Thursday. Again, it's a gathering place, a social place for people to come and just kind of sit with their family, listen to some music, and enjoy the atmosphere. It also paves the way for another council goal, which is to fight obesity and to become a healthier community. Fresh fruit gets you out there walking, has families engaged. So we're really proud of that. We're retooling it a little bit right now in the winter. This is our first year. Bear with us as we figure out exactly how to do a farmer's market in the winter. Thank goodness it's been fairly mild so far. So the future is the arts for us. That will be our large focus this year. We are looking at a little bit of a facelift for LPAC, both exterior and interior, and also in programming. We're going to try a few new things. It will still offer a lot of culture and a lot of history, but we're going to try and give it a little bit more edge and see if that works in the community as well. Comedy has worked very well for us this year. I'm not sure if anybody's attending Lewis Black this weekend, but that should be fun. So And then the final thing, which I'm most excited about, is the highly anticipated, much overdue opening of MOA, the Museum of Art and History in Lancaster. That's on the corner of Ehrlich and the Boulevard. That will happen in May, fingers crossed. I'm very excited. It's going to be just an amazing facility. We're very excited to engage local artists. We've just hired an interim curator, Andy Campagnoni, who comes very highly recommended from Pomona. She sat on the Arts Commission there, and she's actually the driving force behind MOA right now. So with the opening of MOA, the opening of the Lemley, which you see there, as well as LPAC and Cedar Center, we're really hoping to create the cultural arts destination for the entire Antelope Valley on the Boulevard. So again, just getting back to what makes this successful and why we do it, we hope to engage the community. We're hopeful for buy-in from the community. I'm very optimistic. I mean, the events have done very well so far, but we want to continue to create those relationships and also benefit our local business. So with that, if you have any questions or anything, you can come see me afterwards, or if you're interested in becoming a partner, we also very highly encourage that. Thank you.